Um, yeah, so that's kind of my synopsis really of Galway. Look, obviously on an individual level, most of the people you meet of non-Irish background are perfectly pleasant, are perfectly fine, and on an individual level, they're absolutely fine. You get on okay with, you get on grand with them, they seem to be nice people. Taxi drivers is another one. What was it, Samir Shakri or something like that was the guy that picked me up one of the evenings to bring me back to the hotel. Again, a nice individual, and most of the people in the hotels, cafes, restaurants, they seem to be nice people, but that's not the point. Most people in general are nice, but it still doesn't justify the huge numbers of inward migration we've had over the last few decades, So that's that, And now back in the kind of greater Dublin area, you could say. I've just been down to Costa, and this is not product placement. Costa would not be my go-to place to get a coffee. But you do notice demographics around here are also not great. A lot of people from other racial backgrounds, other cultural backgrounds, and some mixed race kids and so on. And again, these kids are often sweet and nice. You see them going up ordering their whatever it is, baby chino, whatever it is they're buying, and you can see they're nice kids, but it still doesn't justify what's going on. It still doesn't justify this ongoing demographic transformation of the country, which nobody ever voted for, nobody ever consented to, and which is changing the very fabric of the country, without any mandate whatsoever, without any consent being given whatsoever by the ordinary people of this country, and particularly the indigenous, the native Irish population of the country, who obviously should have the predominant say of what happens to their country, to our country, because it is our country, in the first instance, because it is our people, it is our ancestors who built this country, who made this country what it is, who fought for this country, who fought for freedom, for independence for Ireland, in some cases who died for Ireland, That's our people, that's our ancestors, our direct ancestors, grandparents and so on in many cases. I mentioned that in a previous video about legacy and inheritance, we have many people here from different countries now, different racial and ethnic and cultural backgrounds, and were that to be on modest levels, it wouldn't be an issue, but in the numbers that have come in over the last few decades, of course it's a problem. It's a significant problem because it is changing the very nature of the country, the very character of the country, the demographic makeup of the country, and that will be a concern in any country, be it Ireland or anywhere else, especially as the people never asked for this, they never voted for it, they never consented to it, and that's what makes it so such an act of treachery, really, So that's really what I wanted to say here. I'm hoping I will start making videos on a more regular basis after this. It's just difficult to get the time, It's difficult to get the time and space and freedom to actually, be able to focus on making videos and have a clear head and get my thoughts down and articulate them properly, And, I'm never going to be someone making fancy videos with high production values. That's simple. I'm just, that's just not going to happen with me. Life's too busy. I've got a lot going on, as many of you do as well, of course. And it just means that a lot of the content I'm going to be uploading are going to be something mostly like this, face to camera, me speaking, my thoughts. Obviously, I've thought about a lot of this before I speak, but a lot of it is also just off the cuff, me coming out with my thoughts that I think on the moment, just spontaneous. So that's what it boils down to, folks. That's how I see things. I hope you're all doing well. Like I said, I hope I'll be doing more content as time goes on. But in the meantime, look after yourselves and we'll talk soon.